Hey folks, good morning. Today is Thursday, the 27th of 2024. In our first part of, or part one of restoring this 4Runner, we're going to clean the inside. If you guys remember, the inside was quite dirty. Little stains here and there. Um, you know, front's not too bad, but still a lot of stains in the seats. And then, just little dirty crevices and stuff like that. And remind you folks, I am no professional. This is going to be our family trip vehicle. Got this because it has the third row seats, and it can have some towing power, right? It's not just a 3,500 pounder. But as you can see here, there's stains and coffee spilt between the seats. So we're gonna actually rip out these seats, and that way we can get in there clean and clean it out. So before we do that, first thing we need to do is go ahead and remove the electrical. And the reason why we talk about the electrical is remove the seats. Cars now have heated seats, got the airbags, they have airbag, occupancy sensors. You don't want to deal with that and accidentally tripping airbag warning light or some other warning lights, right? Because unless you have a scanner, you're gonna have to get somebody to reset that for you. Always when you take off the battery, always do the negative side first. And the reason you want to take off the negative side first, and also remember lefty loosey, righty tighty, is because the electricity flows, on negative. And the main problem is here, just without going too deep into it, if you do the positive side first, you actually touched into some other metal object like this. If you went down here too far, or you had your wrench was too long, you actually touched into some metal, you'll create an arc, because basically it's a short. So always do your negative side first. That way, then when you come back with the negative side gone, not connected, you can actually just freely touch it to any metal surface, and you're not going to cause any arcs. So we'll just go ahead and tuck this negative side away because we're not taking out the battery. And then we're going to proceed to taking out the seats. So this 4Runner, there's caps covering the bolts. So we'll go ahead and remove those. They just come right off. You just yank them. All right. And it looks to be a 14 mil, but let me go to verify. All right. We confirmed it's 14 millimeter. Let's go ahead and proceed to taking out these front two bolts. And just a reminder, folks, I did this and forgot to record it. Make sure if you have power seats, that you adjust it ahead of time. We have manual seats here, so it's not a big deal. But you have power seats, you'll probably have to go back and forth and adjust these to get to the bolts. All right, fronts are out. We'll move to the rear. So we'll move these seats forward. Same with the rears. We'll take out these plastic covers. Pop out the bolts. And also these seats, you see they're kind of loose. There's opportunity for us to tidy them back up. All right, back to the front. We'll go ahead and tilt the seat back. But be careful when you do this because, like I said, there's going to be wires under here, as you can see. We'll go ahead and undo the wire. It's just held on by two connectors here. We'll go ahead and pop those guys out. And I'm going to need a pry tool for this one. All right, we got the seat out. As you can see, there's spilled coffee in here. Without pulling that seat, there's no way to be able to get those stains out of there. So let's go ahead and clean this up and then vacuum her out. Well, we'll take out the other seat first too. On the passenger side, we'll do the same thing here. Remove these clips. This one, we'll probably replace this one. It's been taped up. Again, we'll proceed to remove those 14 millimeters as we did on the other side. Again, for the rears, remove the caps. Remove the bolts. We'll move the seat, tilt the seat back. Same one thing over here. He has some wiring. Go ahead and take out the seat. Out, you can see how stained it is in the light. So we'll go ahead and get that cleaned up too. And guys, I'm using a regular household vacuum cleaner and with, suction hose. Nothing fancy here. We don't do this for a living, so I'm just average Joe. Now you're probably wondering, why is this guy not wearing gloves? These are just regular trash. I mean, if I had some mystery stuff, yeah, but this just looks just regular trash, so not that big of a deal. Guys, remember, always vacuum first before you start doing any wet work, because last thing you want to trap dirt and dust and debris get buried into the carpet any further. So like I said, always vacuum first. We'll go ahead and do the seats, the back seats, and then the other side too, and then we'll proceed to the wet work. Okay, at this point, I go ahead and spray and wipe down the interior. The reason being is you don't want to go ahead and do your carpet first, come back and spray it, and then all the stuff drips down into it, right? Here I'm just using a really weak mix of simple green and just some microfiber towels. So once I wipe this out, especially these areas of the consoles and stuff like that, I actually go in there and vacuum it again, because now you just loosened up a bunch of crud and stuff like that that may have been stuck in there. But make sure, unless you have a wet dry vac, to go ahead and do this, make sure you wipe everything down and dry before you go in there and vacuum. All right, we'll do the same to the other side. All right, folks, for this, I'm using this brush head adapter. You can pick these up on Amazon or Walmart for like $3 or $4. It comes with a whole kit with different size brushes. Or if you don't have this, you don't fancy this, you can use a regular hand brush. And in this situation, I'm not going to go overly too crazy with spraying it like we did with the mats. It's not that dirty. But again, because then it's like 50 degrees in the Dallas area right now. So we'll just lightly spray this and try to keep the wetness to a minimum. Just mainly concentrating on the stained areas. Okay, you don't want to get it too wet, because then it's going to take a lot longer to dry. Again, your choice. If this was the summer, I would have done the whole thing. It's just like I said, I don't want to deal with the dampness and possible mold, because there's no heat here. All right, just give it a spray and let's go ahead and give it a brush. So folks, you can see right before your eyes, most of that stain came off. Now, here's two choices you have at this point. Is you can go ahead and use a carpet cleaner and extract this, but like I said, that you're going to make it a lot wetter. So what I'm going to do at this point is actually just use some towels, and we'll just clean it up with the towels. Lost my... At this point, I'm going to hit the area with some simple green, just by itself. And then we'll use a towel and just rub it out. Again, folks, I'm just doing this like this because not everybody has a carpet cleaner, and not all stains require a carpet cleaner, but some of them will. Like the one in the back, definitely will probably have to use the carpet cleaner. And then doing this method, it really keeps the carpet dry, and you don't have to, you know, get the whole thing wet and then worry about mold or mildew. As you can see, it's 100 times better. We'll go ahead and do this other area over here. So this area in the back is where I'm more concerned, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so for the rest of this area, I was going to just spray it lightly with simple green and use the hand wipe method to get it, you know, a little bit cleaner. As you can see, it's not that clean. I mean, not that dirty to begin with. And then, like I said, yeah, that way we can avoid having a wet carpet. All right, folks, look at that. Simple hand tools, you know, hand items that you may have at home. Got that carpet nice and clean. All right, so this back area is a little bit dirty. So we'll do the same method. We'll see if, you know, how much we have to put on here, if we have to use the extractor or not. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible because I don't want to get too wet. So you do the forward, then I go ahead and hit it back with the reverse motion. That way it really gets into those fibers. So folks, I'm just using a regular old rug doctor you can pick up at Walmart. We just use this to do our, you know, house cleaning stuff. Solution-wise, I'm just using water because we want to suck up all this other stuff first and then wash it out. That's why you don't want too much solution in there. And as mentioned, it does look like it's coffee. Spray a little water in here. So look at that, guys. Like I said, just scrubbing, vacuuming it out. I mean, it looks 100 times better. Is it perfect, like brand new? No, but it's a lot more presentable. That was all that gunk that came out of that seat. I mean, that area right there. Here we are at the front passenger side. We'll use, again, the same method here. We'll go ahead and just clean out the area. We'll wipe down this area first to prevent any rundown. And then we'll lightly spray this area, hit it with a brush, and then just hand wipe it. Okay, let's go ahead and get spray. Look at that, guys. Again, this towel method only works because it was just mostly surface area that was dirty. Over there where we had that big black spot earlier, that was penetration, so we have to actually use the extractor. Now seats, we're going to take the same approach and use my same gallon mixture sprayer, and we'll go ahead and spray it down lightly and use the brush and the hand towel method first. Because again, I'm trying to avoid wetting the whole, you know, the cushion and everything else. All right. You see, it was just a fine mist. Now we'll go ahead and hit it with the brush. Well, here you have it, folks, the final product. Again, today's goal was only to focus on the seats and the carpet. You see it's a lot better. And over here, this is actually just still kind of damp and wet. Remember, this was heavily stained. So there's still some discoloration of the colors as they dry up. But all in all, much better. And the camera is giving it a little color, so I'll get a little closer. You can see most of the stains are gone. Again, folks, no professional here. Just showing that you can do it at home too. And just like I said, help keep your car a little bit clean. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll start working on maybe some of the exterior, probably actually the headlights next. And yeah, folks, thanks for watching, and stay tuned as we transform this car back to original shape.